Hey people, Intro Tier 3v3, Fortuna Sanctum, blue team. Couple of Warlocks, first up Sith Lord-BLEA, and this is Jadow. These guys are melee spellcasters that leap into combat, some powerful disruption and supports, alongside Palus Astra, with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. Some good old Black Legion here, the elite scheme actually. Red team, TAJustTris, with a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support. Fights in melee combat begins with a Refractor Shield, the Armageddon Steel Legion elite scheme here. Alongside Rotch. It's a classic, isn't it, with an Eversor assassin, a risk-reward melee brawler that explodes on death. And rounding off the teams, Ghidragon with a Warboss, a melee hero that walks through objects, very good offense, disruption and support. Just got knocked over by the Warlock, he's not happy, wants to smack some Guardians. This is 295. Haven't been able to get my hands on a bunch of 2951, the hotfix replays yet. So expect a few more pre-hotfix casts. I tried to go to the ladder, to the match log, and get some 1v1s and stuff. Downloaded a bunch of them from after the hotfix drop-in, and only one of them showed up. So it seems like maybe a bunch of players aren't aware there's a hotfix, or they just haven't got it yet or something. Hopefully the news trickles down to the players in due course. Big doom bolts onto these stormtroopers of might. Got triple stormtroopers here from the Eversor assassin, who themselves are in melee with Chaos Space Marines. They've already used their Psychon, I imagine. Can they get a model off these fellas? Here come heretics. Good special to escape. Perfect timing there. Looks like TA, did they drop some guardsmen? Or did they just not have more guardsmen? I don't see any bodies. I don't think they did have them. But here they do. Some more guardsmen on the field now. Decapping that natural VP of the red team in the northwest corner there. Central is contested, and southeast is natural for the blue team. Double shooters for Ghidragon. The Warboss went down. Twitching there. He'll be alright. Double CSM for Palus Astra, and Eternal War on both of those guys already. Those guys are a little bit of idleness, but they're moving. And now they retreat. Sorcerer coming back out of base too. West side. Sentinel is decapping. Can maybe grab that wreck point, at least decap it. Eldar are coming back out, though we do have Howling Banshees. No aspect for them. What about these guys? No, where's your power gone then, Sith Lord-BLEA? Maybe they just built... Nope, they didn't even buy a bunch of gens. Oh, they bought some over here. Straight into a Guardian weapon team, I imagine. Against the Imperial Guard over there. Jadow already has one up. Or is it meant to be Jadow? Jadow sounds a bit better, I think, maybe? Perhaps I'll say Jadow from now on. Or maybe I'll just change it arbitrarily, my pronunciation. Stormtroopers with Sergeants gives them that no fuse grenade. All three of them have it. That could be some decent burst damage and disruption all at once. Sorcerer of Doom Bolts gets rid of those shooters. I don't think the Shuriken can hold against all this. The Eversor Assassin actually ate a allied grenade there, just as he popped Psychon on. Psychon gives him 30% more damage and damage resistance, but you spend health to activate it. Doom Bolts, really painful for those Stormtroopers. Need to try and use cover when they see him winding up for it. Heretics white. CSM still in play, but need to be so careful here. Shooter boys fully upgraded with big shooters and their Nob Leader. What about the other fellas? The other fellas are getting their Nob Leader. West side, meanwhile. Catachan's on the field. Some guardsmen just wiped out there. Perhaps a grenade from those guys. They do have their battle equipments and they are missing energy, so I imagine a grenade had something to do with that. Sentinel's getting repairs. Been used pretty well so far from what I've seen on the minimap and stuff. Bunch of dead Stormtroopers. Those guys on fire because of the Immolator Blade. Might see it on the other side too from the Sith Lord. Nothing yet for that Warlock. Pushing through maybe onto the power are some Eldar. Howling Banshees here getting the aspect of strength for Jadow. And Raptors on the field soon from Palus Astra. Catachans should really help over here. Deal with the Banshees maybe. Oh no, they're backing off. I thought they'd use their shotgun and let these guys come in, but they just backed off and took hits. Did their shotgun and cool down maybe? That was a bit odd. They do have a shotgun blast that can knock back and suppress. Very useful against melee units, as you may expect. They're still on this power. Sluggers can't do much here, especially without their burners for a bit more hit points. But here's the Stormtroopers. Look at that burst damage on the Banshees. Holy crap, they don't have their grenade launchers these days in 295. But as you can see, still pack a punch in Tier 1. Tier 2, of course, they can get their plasma guns. Ghidragon with some Storm Boys. Destructor on some Guardsmen. No grenade though. I thought we'd see a grenade at the same time maybe. Raptors are up here for Palus Astra. These guys leap into combat. Well, jump into combat I should say. Not like the Warlock. Suppress you when they land. Some good DPS as well. 30 DPS will tear through Tier 1 squads pretty well, especially regular infantry that doesn't have any protection against melee damage. Storm Boys here with power melee weapons for Ghidragon. They always seem so slow on their feet, Storm Boys. But I assume they have the standard 5.5 speed. Just something about their animation seem to very clumsily chase things. Raptors somehow did not drop a model. Storm Boys going after him. Couple more hits might be all it takes. Yep, they got one. 19 red for a Raptor. Tier 2 all around aside from Ghidragon the Ork. Eversor Assassin going for the Neuro Gauntlet. Players seem to like this a lot. Power melee weapon with damage over time on hit. Huge DPS. Does take away some disruption though. You can't do special attacks while that weapon is equipped. Just straight up killiness. Storm Boys, I imagine they're going to get their knob leader pretty soon. Lord Commissar with the Xenos Power Claw, which is conveniently shrunk down so it fits on his arm. Must have been a small Warboss. I guess it's not specified that it was a Warboss, but it's a Warboss Power Claw for sure. Tier 2 for Ghidragon, does go there eventually. Anything queued up in terms of squad leaders? Nope, those guys don't even have their burners yet. Guardians capping stuff, nothing for Sith Lord-BLEA. Been quite even on that western edge. Red team with a 2-to-1 cap here, but 100 VP deficit to make up. Warboss trying to steal this contested power, which had been genned up by Jadow. Anything else for the Warlock? He's almost level 2. We have, is it Plasma all round? No, these guys don't have Plasmas yet for Mike. West side kicking off again, is it? Here comes that Lord Commissar. 85 DPS Power Claw. Is he going to fight those guys? Thinking about it, there we go. Banshees getting in. Did not use their washout. Not sure why. And again, we didn't see the Catachan's shotgun blast on them. Or did we? And I just missed it. Maybe they just figured they'd use the Sentinel Stomp there, I guess. There's the all-reliable grenade launcher. That's what they were saving energy for, I suppose. 430 to 373. Can they push through onto this power? I don't think they've been able to yet. The Imperial Guard on this side. Jadow with a Falcon. That's the incorrect usage of that smoke grenade, buddy. That smoke grenade is a defensive buff. You don't want to toss it on enemies. It doesn't lower their weapon range or anything like a spotter smoke shell. Gives you suppression immunity and some damage resist. Chaos Space Marines with Eternal War and Mark of Khorne and an Aspiring Champion. Aspiring Champion also up for the Raptors. Are they going to fight these Orks though? Because Storm Boy's looking mean. Where are the Sluggers at? Sluggers are in there. Don't have any upgrades yet. Warboss gets a good stomp. Should not have taken that Warboss bait, but now they're jumping into the back lines. Got some support from a Falcon too. Doom Bolts misses. That would have been a really juicy Doom Bolts. Ghidragon caught really flat-footed there. Eldar on retreat path. There's Raptors in there. Falcons taking shots. I don't think they lost anything though. And they do have some tank busters up now. Sluggers just wiped, so they did lose something. Heard Banshees yelling over here. The Lord Commissar with the Xenos Power Claw. Just that much damage per hit is quite scary for the Banshees to deal with. Might be worth like gliding in, war shouting, and then going after something else so he can't chase you because he's suppressed. Still got to group yourself around the Catachans and the Sentinel Stomp though. Missile launcher is up. Those CSM are frustratingly spread out though for the missile launcher to damage all of them. Just saw an overcharged plasma shot there from the plasma guns. which suppresses on impact. I believe it does damage as well. We've got some Plasma Guardsmen now, as well as some Flamer Guardsmen. Do not want to fight the Raptors in melee, as you may expect, but Plasma Gun's able to scare them off. 402 to 334. Even a Guardsman can kill a Marine if he's got a Plasma Gun, and it doesn't blow up in his eyes first. East side, push from Jadow. Taking that contested power back. Falcon is kind of out in the open, but seems to be dealing with it well. Got double Guardians there to repair. And they're getting gets onto the power. The Immolator's a good tool for when the triple Stormtroopers show up as well and try and stand and plant their feet and shoot. Vindicator Assassin for Eversor, bringing all the Assassins along. Eversor Assassin getting in amongst those Guardians, now has the Cybernetic Enhancement. More energy regen, and you get a rapid reflex. The Falcon did go down. It was the Vindicator Assassin you see him there switching back to his Exodus rounds to fight infantry. The Turbo Penetrator rounds were used against the Falcon. Eversor tearing through some Banshees now when he gets back to his feet. Attacks so fast with that thing, so it's really good in sustained melee fights. Building up that damage over time too, which I assume stacks. Doesn't tell me here. Yeah, it's only 2.5 seconds, so you can't stack it a huge amount. You get a couple of stacks of it though going, I think, on a single model maybe. 366 to 332. 2 to 1 for red. The VPs are pretty even though. What is this? Storm Boys jumping on the Guardians who take the webway, so they know it's there now. Warlock going for the Champion's Robe. Going for it, they are. The Nob-Leader gets a heavy melee, huge chopper. Banshee's coming in suddenly with the aspect of strength and an Exarch. Making those guys jump out. They got wrecked there. Warboss doesn't want to mess with them. Oh, they've got heavy armor. I thought that was spiky armor for a second. Heavy armor just makes them super tough. Meanwhile, in the mid, it's gonna turn blue. Maybe I need to get rid of these Stormtroopers first. I think these guys can turn and get that VP though. Markov Zinch here. Not a lot of heavy infantry on the field, but there could be with Nobs and more Ordo Malleus stuff later. West side. Sentinel's still around, now fighting a Falcon of Sith Lord-BLEA. Been on it with the stomp so far as TAJust. Now the Lord Commissar follows in. Banshees being all sneaky from the Warlock's Cloak of Shadows. Good special. And the Destructor on that guy in particular. Here comes a Vindicator to help. Exodus round shot on the Warlock there. Oh, but down goes the Lord Commissar. Target acquired. Increases the Vindicator Assassin's weapon range. Also gives you sight of the unit that you shoot for a few seconds. Wraith Lord on the field with the Shuriken Cannon for Jadow. Level 3 Warlock could get the leap. There we go. I think they nerfed his leap a bit in the hotfix as well. It was mainly about reverting some of the changes of the Hormagaunts. You can check it out at dawnofwar.info, of course. But there were some other changes in there. Chaos Raptors should be okay, and the Aspiring Champion didn't go down. Eversor Assassin, oh, he's now got friends on. This is his late game. I think this armor is like 50 power, isn't it? It's really expensive. Gives him 200 health, more health regen, more energy, and friends on, which gives him knockback and suppression immunity and some damage resist. I believe it's 30% damage resist, so if you combine that with Psychon, he's then got 60% damage resist, assuming they stack in that way. It does damage him over time. I think it's 8 DPS damage, and you have to maintain it with energy too. So, you know, risk reward. And do some serious work with that friends on. 281 to 324. Vortimer Razorback on the way. New unit for 295. 400, 100, described as a fast attack vehicle. I believe it's got 7.5 speed, which is pretty damn fast. My only concerns with it are Is it going to be impactful with the weapon they've given it? I believe it's a 55 DPS Psi Cannon on top, which is not a lot because it only does half damage to vehicles, I think. It does full damage to everything else, I believe, aside from buildings. You see how it does. I mean, the speed is a lot of it. CSM are taking some damage, also taking some damage from the Stormtroopers though. It can get the Hunter Killer missile. There it is, it's got it already. Gives it more hit points and a pretty cool Hunter Killer. Our players are going to be able to make use of its speed in a meaningful way. And can it be impactful with that weapon? Flash kits on the way for Ghidragon, and we do have a Mark of Khorne Chaos Predator for Palus Astra. Uh-oh, Vortimer Razorback might go down right here, right now. Heavy melee from the spear there, almost got it. Doesn't have much hit points, does it? How much does it have? 750. That's with the upgrade, so it starts at 650. Auto dropping in. Big stuns there. She got some buffs in 295. Her spear and her shield are now a little bit cheaper, I think 5 power cheaper each. I don't think her fusion gun was changed though. So the Sentinel did go down for TAJust. They've got some Kashyyykin. Big changes for these guys in 295. Now limited to 1, but much more powerful in general. That was a good shot from that Bomber Boy. Messed up those heretics big time. Wraith Lord has been mainly shooting stuff from afar, which is a great way to use the Wraith Lord actually, because its shoulder mounted weapons are pretty powerful. Just shoot stuff until it dares to get into melee range. It should be turning and engaging those Storm Boys here. They do have a heavy melee weapon, but going up against a melee resist walker, turns and gets a backhand special. Warboss coming in with a power claw. Again, it's a vehicle with melee resist, so he doesn't really want to fight it in melee. Banshee's going in. They're going to eat a stomp. The Bright Lance won't do much. There's a Imperial Abyss from Palus Astra. The purpley blue Zinchi one takes out those tank busters. 281 to 151. Double cap here for the blue team. Big swings from that Wraith Lord being used quite well here by Jadow. West side. Vortimer is getting some repairs from the Stormtroopers. Aren't they a talented bunch? They can also repair your stuff. I imagine blue team are going to take back that central VP. Eversor Assassin is here. Lost the indicator for them. Level 6 though, he's done well. And there is the rapid reflex that might also be the hypermetabolism in there. Kind of hard to tell. Blows up on death. Oh, was that Bio Meltdown? No, that was hypermetabolism. You can see the debuff icon there at the end of it. So I think they were using rapid reflex and hypermetabolism to try and tank there. But against the Wraith Lord and stuff, it's not going to work out here. Seer Council on the field for Jadow. Also for Sith Lord-BLEA. That name amuses me, I think. BLEA. Just in capitals. Guardians be dead. Maybe freeing up some population, or just forgot they existed. Flash kits have their blasters to really mess up some CSM with that. What about these Kashyyykin? Plasma guns in. They can freely change between their weapons now, which is pretty nuts. They're nice and quick. They can use sprint, and they also inspire on kill, as long as the kill was from their weapons and not from their grenades. I assume the inspiration stacks. It's like 5% per. 5% damage and damage resist, I think. I'm not sure what the radius is. Did not see it pop off there. Hopefully the visual effect is in. Maybe they just didn't kill a model there. They have to get, you know, the last hit, obviously. Seer Council disrupting the hell out of everything, but there's a lot of stuff here, including some pissed off Storm Boys. I mean, they should be quite happy they're still alive, to be honest. They're level 2. They've done well. Got a Mark of Zinch, Chaos Predator now. What happened to the Mark of Khorne one? I completely missed it going down. No idea. I didn't see the remains of it. Is that it over there? That's a Falcon. Vortimer Razorback is still around. Is this the same one? It must be. It's got XP and stuff. Getting shots in with the Psi Cannon. Here comes the Eversor Assassin. I guess that yellow is telling us that Friends On is active. So if you pop Friends on and Psychon and Rapid Reflex and Hyper Metabolism, that's a hell of a hero running around smacking them. Fire Prism on the field now for Jadow. There's a Rocks. A little bit hasty usage, I think, from Ghidragon. Sometimes people use their nukes kind of out of frustration. I think could have waited for a much more better moment. Yeah, Sorcerer's down. Much more better, that's what we say. Grey Knight Terminators on the field for Mike with the Liber Demonica on the field. There's the Holocaust. Oh, they missed it. Oh, they got the Warlock. No, they didn't. It's one Seer Council fella. Banshees get away. Some pressure on the VP there. There's a Manticore on the field though for TA. Where are rather the Casualty in the level 2 coming out of base. Should be popping their sprint to get out of base, you would think. I believe they start with it now. Mark of Khorne, Chaos Space Marines having some fun. Smacking on a Warboss. He must flee. Land Raider Phobos on the way for Palus Astra. And we have a looted tank. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen a looted tank. Orc tier 3 is usually where on my knob squad. But hey, a looted tank. Baltimore Razorback takes down the Warlock. Vindicare Assassin was really far forward there, had to run away. Castle gonna get caught. Yes they are. They can't track a grenade either. They're gonna die right here. Knocked back, sliced up, and down they go. Get 12 red for a Castle. Uh-oh. Grey Knight Terminators slicing down those CSM with the teleport to get on them. These guys with splash damage, power melee halberds. Cannot retreat like most Terminators. But they can teleport around. Wraith Lord level 2 here. Ogren's on the field for TA. They could get torn up by Seer Council. But if they can get into the back lines, maybe on the Phobos. I hear Banshees yelling. Who's yelling? It's not you, it's you. Stomp from the Warboss. Power Claw attacks so slowly, but it really packs a punch. Or packs a claw. Eversor's in there, level 7. Tearing through stuff. Psychon active. Friends on active. So he does become quite energy intensive, doesn't he? To use all of his abilities and stuff. Friends on is a constant energy drain while it's active too. Is that it up? I don't see it draining. Oh, it is draining energy a bit. Yeah, he had to turn it off. Or Commissar. Got that stubbornness. Really powerful accessory, I think. It is quite expensive though, 35 power for this thing. There's the Phobos. Can you get on it, guys? Maybe throw the Commissar in first. Try and bait out the Dirge Caster so the Ogres don't get stunned. Looks like they are attacking power gens instead. Okay. Heretics are there to suppress them if needed with the Doom Blast. Should be repairing right now, guys. Oh, Vindicare's getting shots in here with Turbo Penetrator rounds. There's also all sneaky the Chameleon stealth suit, although shooting reveals him obviously. Repairs, and they did bash a gen. Did they bash 2? I think they bashed 1, I think. Push mid, says Sith Lord-BLEA. But you have Flash Kits, Grey Knight Terminators, that Vortimer Razorback level 3 now. And a looted tank here, not to mention a pissed off Warboss. And that terrifying Eversor Assassin, where is he? Is there? Level 8 this guy now. Torn some stuff up, hasn't he? West side. Guardsman level 4, Catachans. Should be maybe moving up that west side a bit to try and steer things away from the mid. Phobos is getting wrecked by Manticore. Can the Vindicare get the last couple of shots? Trying to, needs to. There we go. Down he goes. Not sure what got it there. I haven't noticed the Vortimer using the Hunter Killer, but I assume it has. Where is the Hunter Killer? It's not on the model, is it? I don't think so. On the Whirlwind, I think you can actually see the Hunter Killer stuck on the model. Wraith Lord should have a pretty decent fight against Power Melee Terminators. Smacked him around there. See the Imperial Abyss there from Astra again. Grey Knight Terminators teleporting out, but they're down to us. Oh, 2 models. Ow, you have 2 models. Crap, don't have that guy anymore. I think they're going to perish. Yep, super perished. And we get a sync kill. Choke slam? Yep, Wraith Lord choke slam, of course. The grim darkness of the far future where a giant robot choke slams you. Baltimore Razorback is going to go down, I think. 42 hit points. Yep, it was a Fire Prism that finished it off. That was a good fight for the blue team. Going to take the mid. Warlock is still down here. Where are the other heroes? Oh, only Sith Lord is alive. And they're back at base. Sorcerer's way far forward, and because the Sorcerer's there, they can't really use warp to get things out of trouble because it warps you to the Sorcerer's location, even if they're down. Here comes a Baneblade for TA. Another Vortimer Razorback for Mike. Rocket run there from TA. The second run basically did nothing, but he did stop the cat. Oh, Vortimer Razorback goes down. That was a level 3 one too. No, it wasn't. That was the new... What? Did they get 2 more up? I guess they did. There's 2 Vortimer Rex there and another one on the way. Baneblade is like 2/3 of the way done. Another Land Raider Phobos for Astra. Uh-oh. That's an Eldritch. Looks like the Vortimer is going to... No, he's driving right into it. Vortimer's going to get hit and I assume go down here because there's a Wraith Lord and a Fire Prism. One more shot will do it. 3 Vortimer Razorbacks going down. Yeah, down it goes. It's only 30 red for one of them. Surely that should be a little bit more. I mean, it's 30 red for a hero as well, which I think is mad. It's a bit low. They should scale up as the hero levels, I think. I'm not sure if that's possible though in the system. Boss pole up for the Warboss here. Here comes an orbital, seen a lot of nukes. There's some late sluggers up here, has Ghidragon. Baneblade is, I think, coming towards the middle. Orbital went in, didn't hit a whole lot of stuff, I don't think. Maybe it was just to stop the cap and stuff. 110 to 113. Very, very close. Grenade gets in there. Catachan's level 4. Here is the Baneblade, bristling with guns, super heavy tank for the Imperial Guard. Got a Mega Battle Cannon, 3 Twin-Linked Heavy Bolters that can suppress you if I think at least 2 of them need to be shooting at you for it to suppress. And they got Las Cannons as well. And the Demolisher, Did it actually hit anything there or was it all dead already? Stormboy's jumping in. Are these the same fellas? Oh, well done guys, you're alive. Where's your knob leader though? Having to run. Level 2 Predator, and we do see the Land Raider Phobos number 2 on the field. Mike down to just Stormtroopers, now getting another Vindicator Assassin Knob Squad on the way for Ghidragon. We've got some more guardsmen to help repair the Baneblade and stuff. Double Fire Prisms from Jadow. Some late Howling Banshees from Sith Lord. Do synergize quite well with the Seer Council since you get that damage resistance aura. Here they come. Also with the Cloak of Shadows. And we have the Witchblade of Kurnus too. So a Manticore, that is a Manticore. Didn't really hit anything, I don't think. This could be an important fight for the blue team if Sith Lord can do some work here. Eversor's going in. There's the Friends on. And there's Bio Meltdown. Bio Meltdown, one of the globals of the Vindicator Assassin. Oh, sorry, the Eversor Assassin. Keep getting them mixed up. Damages all nearby units. Also damages the Eversor himself. And if he dies while under the effects, big death explosion. Looks like the blue team are trying to decap, but there's the Eldritch. Did the Eversor survive? The Eversor lived. Level 10. Bloody hell. Bio Meltdown always seems super effective, but you gotta be careful about how it damages your own stuff. It's hard to use in team fights because you might wreck your teammates' stuff. Baneblade, I think, is going to go down to the Phobos here. He's getting a lot of repairs though. 75 to 108. One more shot would do it. 18 hit points on this thing. Down it goes. The Eldritch obviously doing a lot of work for it there. What is this? That was some Guardians. Have actually taken the VP there. Double cap for the blue team. Down to 75 VPs though. Mike down to just a Vindicator Assassin and the very scary Eversor Assassin. Gotta add the other assassins now, guys, because they're all very cool. In amongst some Seer Council now. Just raw DPS of that Neuro Gauntlet. There's the Psychon. They got wrecked. Look how much health they lost. They were getting shot by Super Boys and stuff though. 75 to 59. Pressure remains on the VP here. Level 7 Warlock of Sith Lord-BLEA. Ogrins knocking stuff down. There's the Ethereal Slash. What are Banshees doing? They are dying. Trying to get onto the VP. Warlock with a special and an escape. Those guys can maybe toss a grenade. There it is. Good play from BLEA. Can they get the cap though? I mean, even if they don't get it, they held up this army a lot. Double cap. The other squad is now capping. Distort field was put on those guys. They got the cap. Well done, Sith Lord-BLEA. There's a triple now in the mid. The Warboss is quite low. I think they've done enough. Red team have to do an awful lot of capping very, very quickly. I think they've got it. The Warboss goes down. The Warboss also goes down, and there's the game. Blue team have it with a double cap at the end. It was close at one point. Palus Astra had barely anything, but they came back strong. And Mike struggled to maintain their numbers on the field once they had that bad engagement and the Vortimer Razorback went down. Did they really? I think they lost 3 Vortimer Razorbacks. They lost Terminators. It was a rough one. They went for that quick tier 3, didn't they? Level 4 Sorcerer was down for ages. Level 5 Warlock in the mid there for Jadow. And the Sith Lord was level 7. Level 6 Lord Commissar. Did you still have the Xenos Power Core? Yes, you did. Eversor Assassin level 10. Scary as hell, as always. But on the losing team this time. And the Warboss level 6. Did he die? No, he's alive. He's alive. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.